is three-dimensional and is very, very limited to only what we can see and touch, because that is the way. It's not that they agreed to do things this way, also the human mind is functioning this way. Baby, when it's born, is experiencing all phenomena in the way they really are. A baby is experiencing phenomena in the spectrum. It's the quantum field, because it hasn't learned yet to put everything into boxes. Like here, look, many squares, each square has a row, each one has a number, each one has its identity. Baby does not think like this. Adults do. We teach the baby to think like this. When baby is born, the baby is just a biological computer. Developing. From 0 until 2 years of age, we have only 5 senses. Hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and seeing. We use these senses to build a matrix. That matrix becomes the foundation of the way in which your body is receiving information from external environment.
Even very important too.
Of course, at that time, but it means that the parent must learn to understand how to be a parent. It's not giving discipline and telling the child you have to. No, it's creating space to allow the child to learn through an experience. This is critical. First. Second level, from 2 until 6, we are learning like hypnotic state. Because the first, when they made the cap for a baby, they start to learn to measure the brain waves. Then they understood how it's so different. Because 0 to 2 years of age is 0.5 until 4 hertz. Is the delta waves. Delta is accessing the unconscious. So baby looks like it's sleeping. Actually, it's just accessing the unconscious and trying to remember from the soul level coming into the physical. I'm in a new world. I'm in a new incarnation. So the continuum is in your soul level. What is the soul? Explain it scientifically, please. We cannot. What is ki, chi? What kind of energy? I know kinetic, I know potential, I know vibrational, I know torsional. What kind of energy is this chi? Life force. What is that life force? I already start to explain to you. Starting what is developing here in the body from collagen. This is the basic level. It's gross level. In wisdom traditions we speak of gross, subtle and super subtle energy. You've heard of this, the bodies. The kayas. Nirmana kaya, and you understand? All the kayas. What is that? How do we talk? How can we use a scientific language to explain all this? People cannot. So what they say typically is, we've been around thousands of years, you are only 200-300 years, you work it out. And yet, that's nice. We are using the technology which mechanistic science has created. Although for a smartphone, majority of what makes it smart is not mechanistic, it's quantum. So we have a new science, born about 120 years ago. This is the quantum world. Quantum means discrete amounts of energy that we can measure. Even the word quantum is focusing on quantity. Quantum, amounts of energy, distinct. It started with Niels Bohr and his levels. N equals 1, N equals 2 is not another square. Another square can be 0 to 1 meter, 1 meter to 1 kilometer. That's the energy jump. You see? The important thing to understand is that the quantum world is the world of unlimited possibilities, because it depends totally on the observer and how you influence the field. Now the field is not one, there are multiple fields as well. That is what is missing in the way people understand, because nearly everybody who is talking quantum is coming from a mechanistic background. So look, if I use a microscope to look in the stars, I'm getting a microscopic version of the stars. Similarly, if I use a telescope to try to look inside the body, I'm getting a very broad telescopic version to understand what is happening inside. So it depends which lens you use. And daily life lens is like glasses. This is the norm. But most people have colored glasses. The color is my identity, it's my uniqueness, I am special, listen to me, I have something to say. Why? Because the child inside them didn't grow up. When you're a child, Who is listening to you?
Yes, yes.
I am the parent. I am the boss. I am the God. You should listen to me. Who are you? You are 2 years old. You are 3 years old. Yeah? And when you do things, you make a mistake and the parents say, nay, nay, nay. Not good. Huh? And then when you do good, oh, very good boy. Very good. So the child is being conditioned like a robot, like a dog.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So every single child inside is desperate to be accepted, to be heard, to be recognized. So they feel value, self-esteem, self-respect. Because they can never do anything right for their parents. So they're working hard all the time to make mama happy, to make papa happy.
Okay.
And so this memory stays inside you. You grow up, but all of the motivation of why you do things, it's not coming from a space where I'm okay. You're not okay, because inside you, you don't do anything correctly according to your parents or the society or whoever, or even to God. God punishes those who are bad and does good for those who are good.
And this idea is
Can
very
you imagine?
old.
Now all of this is karma, because the idea of compound interest, interest paid is karma. What you must learn in this life. When you come into a physical body, do you come in as an identity? Fully knowing who you are and what you are? Only if you are tulku, only if you are involved soul who chooses by your own volition, your own choice, your own decision to come back. Already developed. Majority of people, if they press an erase button on the memory, you come back, you don't remember what you did in other lives. You see? And parents don't know how to guide the soul to come into the womb of the mother and work together to support that soul on its journey. Because they should, yes, learn from the child and learn how to be a parent. It's symbiotic relationship. It's not like our schooling system, teacher-centered teaching. What does it mean? Teacher represents authority. What does it mean? If you are the authority, I am the student, I give you the power. That means I don't have power. For a child, we have 3 gods. Parents, teacher, doctor. You see? With parents, one day you grow up and then you have to take care of them. With teacher, you have different teachers according to the stage of the development. Doctor, you have all your life. Not the same doctor, but you have dependence on the medical system. So I learned to be. We have doctor, it is the knowledge. We have therapist, is the skill. We have healing, that is where the magic takes place. I am all 3.
Okay.
You understand? Because I grew up with this. And this is very important to understand. If we are searching for why we are here, it is our soul purpose. Then we can fulfill our karma very quickly. But if we allow our identity to lead, identity is formed according to the way in which your parents and your brothers and sisters and your community and your society, etc., is influencing you. So nearly every human being is identity-led and not soul-guided. When you don't complete the karma of the soul, then you still owe that debt and you are accumulating debt according to your exchanges with your external environment.
Karma is a very new field of study.
I don't know if anybody is studying it scientifically, but it's very ancient.
And
Of course.
do you think it has the kind of the energy?
No, karma is simply the manifestation in the physical form, on the 3D form, or in your consciousness of what is happening in your subconscious and unconscious. It's the result of actions. But what actions? People think this is an action. No, your thoughts are acting. Your feelings are acting. And those two influence the physical body to then put into action something. I'll get up to have a cup of tea, or go to the toilet, or go to wash myself, whatever. But there are many levels of interaction happening simultaneously. We exist on many levels simultaneously. We just don't know it. And you see, the nature of the conscious mind says, I only accept what I can see and touch. or sense. What is not in the conscious mind does not exist for that person. It does not mean it doesn't exist in the spectrum, continuum of reality. That's why everyone has a truth. Yes? If we are searching for the truth, you need to ask yourself, which truth am I searching for? Which part of me is driving me to find that truth? Because I have different parts. And when I discover a truth, how do I know what kind of truth it is? Because we are very personal. Humans are very personal. Spiritual path is non-personal. Totally non-personal. God does not care about your individual thoughts and feelings. The universe is the universe. It's constantly creating. It's constantly expanding and contracting, not just expanding, as science has told us. Impossible for something to constantly expand. Where do you get the energy from for constant expansion? It's not possible. Yeah. So all of this is very important to understand as a basic fundamental. If we put the basic fundamentals in place, explained from a mechanistic perspective, here's the big problem. Here I am mechanistic at the bottom of the mountain, and I have been told from the top, the peak, that's the quantum worldview. But here I can only see, in fact, most people are in a forest. They're not even outside of the forest, going through the clearing and see the mountain and sit at the bottom of the mountain. What is the mountain? The mountain is you. And you have to find the way to go up. If you try to climb straight up, the force of gravity gets too strong and pulls you down, because you are fighting natural law. But if you go around slowly, you are working together, and your body is acclimatizing, adjusting every step, and you go up, up, up until you're at the top. Today, because of the magic of technology, people think, press a button and I get an answer. Okay, now you brought me to the bottom of the mountain. Guruji, doctor, whoever. I want to see from up there. Fine. I can give you a glimpse for some seconds, just to act as a motivation. Something that will inspire you. But still, you have to do the work.
Yeah.
And today, young people want everything yesterday. They want to do very little effort to achieve, and if possible, pay me for doing nothing. It doesn't work like that. Because just because of tech, you can't suddenly change universal principles. Because this has entered into your life and tricked you into believing that this is reality. So I'm filming myself every 5 seconds, I'm creating my profile, I'm showing the world how amazing I am, because my inner child has not been heard. And I want you to hear me, make me feel good, tell me I'm worthy, I'm amazing,
Yes.
I'm cool,
With less efforts.
with zero effort, just my existence. God created me perfect.
Okay.
So why aren't you acknowledging my perfection
Yeah. Yeah.
instead of telling me constantly my imperfection? You see? And when we look at it like this, we realize what is the real problem. Everybody grows old and eventually will die, but very few people grow up.
Not only in Japan.
Very few people grow up.
Only in Japan.
They're still child trying to fulfill the emptiness, what they didn't get from the young age. And it's a very specific period of imprinting and programming. 0 to 2, the delta, 2 to 6 is the eta, which is the programming. 6 to 12 is about socialization, learning how to be kind and gentle and speaking and thankful and grateful. And then the 12 to 18 is the individuation, where all the hormones, they kick into the system, they get activated, and the person's trying to find themselves separate from their parents. And separate, they have their own little social group, their peers. And then 18 to 21, so there are 5 distinct socialization, they are programming periods of socialization. The 18 to 21 is preparing how to be a professional. You finish high school, you go to university, we prepare you to be a responsible person in society. And then suddenly, everything is fine. And then an adult will look at a baby or a child and try to understand the child from that program. 5 layers. You have to go through 5 layers of programming before you can see what is really going on inside you. And there are many people who are clever who take advantage of this and say, don't worry, we can teach you techniques that will activate your genetic makeup and change everything, and suddenly everything will be fine. Okay, it's nice. What about these 5 layers? And what about karma? And what about the original plan of your soul when it came into this body? Important thing, no? They don't bring these factors into the equation. Why? Because it's complex, and if you don't understand it, you can't do anything. But I can trick you. What do I trick? I trick that dissatisfied, uncertain, and painful aspect of the child. And I can buy anything from the person. The Americans are masters at this in terms of selling. Selling anything. They created a pet rock. You know, he's a rock. Because everything is how to monetize. Everything's about how we can make money. This is their whole mindset of application of principles in life. And then being independent and standing for my rights, it's still a child speaking. Because I've not been heard. So I need to stand up and be counted and be listened to. And take me seriously.
Yes.
If we want people to listen to yourself first.
Filmmaking.
Yes. Okay.
I'm based in Kathmandu right now.
I'm going to Kathmandu on the 20th to the 24th.
Okay.
I will meet some friends. I will meet the Lama who I've met
I see.
before. Yeah, he's got Shalpa Tenzin Rinpoche.
Okay, which monastery?
I'll show you now. Because they just had...
Kalahari or I think Sechen monastery, there is Setu Gumba. There's some good gumbas are there, monasteries are there.
Shalpa Rinpoche just now sent me the monastery. They made a movie of Buddha's wife, Yashodhara. Yes. And let's see, maybe you recognize him.
दोस्तों तपाईहरुलाई एकदम
I guess
ज्ञानदायी
in Los Angeles now.
साइन्टिस्टले भन्नुभयो
Climate change
हाम्रो
forum.
डाक्टर साहब तुलसी घिमिरेजीले प्रश्न गर्नुभयो र तपाईहरुलाई यो उहाँको थ्रु हामी जो यहाँ ज्ञानका कुरा सुनौँ तपाईहरुलाई जानकारी होस् भन्ने चाह
He said to me that they just had a graduation. Shalpa Monastery.
Sherpa monastery, okay.
That's it. That is the first batch. Graduating master's degree in Buddhism.
Teacher, which Siddhartha Gautam Buddha. The word Gautam Buddha went to jungle and did tapasya and everything, and he got enlightened. Enlightenment. Nobody knew what is that particular enlightenment.
Mm-hmm.
The knowledge, the wisdom, what was that? So to know that particular moment of that enlightenment, it takes a very, very long study. So we are already fulfilled with all these, whatever you say, you do this and you be the best man, you will be a very good man, good boy and all this. We are fulfilled with our gigabytes of it. So,
Petabytes. Not even tera. Petabytes. Petabytes.
very nice. Very nice word. And so we are making an animation film on the Gautam Buddha, life of Gautam Buddha. Is from how he was born, and it's a very simple procedure of growing up in a palace, and how he went to this thing. Okay. For meditation, and at the age of 29, how he came back, and how he was enlightened. So we are working on that. So I have a very good relation with this, because there are three ways of believing: Hinayana, Vajrayana, and
Mahayana and then Vajrayana.
So Actually, we need more power to understand that. You know. So I've got a very good friend Sissin Monastery in Malta. Some Lama are there. And see, I'm working on this Siddhartha Gautam, life of Siddhartha Gautam. The people, what they said to me, where Buddha was born, in Nepal or India? You will see, Buddha was born neither in Nepal nor in India. Then, where? He was born in Kapilvastu. That time it was an independent country. It was neither was in Nepal, neither was in India. It was an independent country. Why you people are insisting where he was born, where go and take that soil and do puja? What he told, just follow. Just follow. Enlighten yourself. So now we are materially in this world. We did so many things. We were fulfilled with all these nonsense thoughts, you know. So I was trying to, and I was expecting that particular thing. Meditation is a status.
State of being, state of mind, state of being.
And it really very precious moment discussing with you and hearing from you. And he's also done very siddh in some power of Bagalamukhi and social upliftment. He's working on social upliftment. He's teaching the people spiritualism. And very respected Guruji. He's very respected Guruji. We really feel nice his presence and our Bazi. He's so nice. He's in all Nepalese heart. And Nepal is in heart, in his heart. So, and see, but picture nobody says Hindi is Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, one of my friends, he came and he started talking in Nepali. Nepali, okay, he knows some Nepali, but he looks like a Nepali. Looks like Nepali, but he is Japanese. And I was talking to him. He is Hitomi of our country.
Yeah.
He is Hitomi of our country. He is people of I. Hitomi in Japan, Japanese language, Hitomi means people of I. People of.
He's a reincarnated Nepali.
Yeah.
Student of Buddha.
Yeah.
In search of his past karmic acts and debts to complete that cycle.
Did you hear anything about me?
Well, I download things from everybody all the time. The question is, are they ready to hear?
But can I ask you one thing? You said you have been to Japan before.
Yes.
And did you find anything new about tea in Japan?
Not new.
Not
Different.
new.
Different, of course.
Just proof or not proved? Nothing new.
No.
Nothing new.
Different. And also, people are very in tune with nature because nature is so powerful. Don't forget, you have a lot of volcanic activity. So the earth, the power of the earth, you cannot deny that it's there. So that energy, it's geomagnetic energy. Look, geomagnetism is affecting us. We are receiving the earth energy.
From the earth.
Then we get energy from the sun. This is electromagnetism. And then the body is integrating both, it becomes biomagnetism. These are your biomagnetic fields. If we think that we are living independently from earth and sun and elements, human has a lot to look at and re-evaluate. They create a bubble and think I am existing by myself, independently of everything. This is in the subconscious, we believe this.
Yes,
We don't realize we have to go into nature and reconnect with nature and give thanks back. Or we open to the sun and we receive, so that it is activating our biomagnetic fields, because it's 100% measurable, the impact of these two. Yeah, it's a question of knowing how to measure. You see, most scientists will only do the research that they are paid to do. Very few have the interest to do something themselves and pay for it themselves. And if you don't have experience in this, what I call metaphysical world, why should you research it? Yeah. So it depends on your speciality, whether you're a physicist, a biochemist, or a biologist, or whatever. And then what is the phenomenon that I am researching? And then the key factor is how you design the experiment. This is 100% very, very important. The protocol. The double-blind randomized, which means any age. Double-blind means the person who is doing and the people who are also conducting don't know exactly what they're supposed to be. That's both are blind.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
placebo
Right.
also with your test groups. This is the very basic protocol of doing a proper test. Many people have been saying, oh, we're doing research. Can you show me a protocol? Protocol? What is that? Then what research are you doing? Yes, we're testing meditation and breathing. Yes, but how? What is your protocol? Otherwise, you're not really researching, not from a scientific perspective. Anybody can do their own research. A child is researching every moment. It's touching things, it's learning. We call it play. For them, it's very serious. It's learning how to learn, how to receive information. And then we say, okay, enough for play, now I'm going to teach you.
Right.
Sit behind the desk.
Right.
I am the authority, and you're just receiving
yes,
information. It's not even information in a natural way. It's didactic. Teaching means passing on. I am the source, you are the receiver. That's didactics. Dialectics is the process of learning how to select.
Okay.
You see?
Okay.
So all teaching systems are Roman. Teacher-centered teaching, where the teacher represents the authority and stands up, and you are bowing to the authority and hand your power to the authority. And it continues. It starts with parents, goes to teachers, it goes to the medical world and other elements of life. Anyway, so, okay.